Welcome to the One Verse Devotional Podcast. My name is Matt McCarrick, and my goal is to help you grow closer to God through one verse every day. Now let's dive in. Hey, welcome back to another edition of the One Verse Devotional Podcast. My name is Matt, and this week we have been looking at a section of verses out of 1 Corinthians chapter 13. If that chapter sounds familiar, it's because it is known as the love chapter. That middle few verses gives us a lot of traits and characteristics of what I would call true love, agape love, selfless love. This is the God love. This is the love that God has for us. And so while it's almost impossible for us to reach the standards of 1 Corinthians 13, I think it also leaves us a really good bullseye to try and hit for and to strive for in our lives as we show love to others, whether it's our spouse, our family, but even strangers. We learn from the Gospels that everyone is our neighbor. Jesus teaches us in the parable of the Good Samaritan. And so it's something for us to take seriously. As Christians, we are called to love. We talk about this all the time. I'm passionate about this idea of showing love first, living a love first lifestyle. And so we're taking some time this week to learn a lot about love. And so we're wrapping that up today in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 7. We're even going to bleed a little bit into verse 8, but that's okay. Our Bible wasn't written in chapters and verses. That came along later on. So I feel like verse 7 actually should have included the first phrase out of verse 8, and verse 8 should have started a little bit later, but that's just me. And, they didn't consult me when they made the Bible. So I guess we'll leave it at that. But we're going to go into verse 8 a little bit today because I think it really just this statement really just finishes off this section. I think you'll see what I'm talking about. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 7, and it says, "It," being love always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails." I feel like everything that we've talked about so far this week comes down to this one verse. Everything can kind of be encapsulated in this verse. When we talk about the fact that love doesn't want to push down others, but wants to see the best in them, that love doesn't live from a scarcity mindset, but lives from an abundance mindset, that it believes that there is plenty of blessings and grace and mercy and actual love to go around for everyone. That's what love does. That's how love operates in the world. So it doesn't have to push down others to make itself look better. And then we come to our verse today, and it kind of hits all of those things very quickly and very poetically. It says, love always protects. It cares for others. It looks out for others. It puts the well-being of others ahead of ourselves. And yes, we can think about that when it comes to our family and our spouses and our children. But I believe it's more than that. It goes for everyone, that we are here to care for others. It always trusts. That can be a tough one. We talked about truth and love the other day. And sometimes when we hear things like speak the truth in love, it can almost sound like a joke, like that can't really happen. Like truth hurts. And so how can you do that in a loving way? But we can give, and we should give truth through love and in the context of love. And because of that, love always trusts. Love never wants to look at someone and say, well, I wonder what's in it for you. I think that you're just trying to get to me. I think you're trying to pull a fast one on me. Love doesn't do that. Love says, hey, I'm willing to put myself out there and even get hurt a little bit because I want to show you love, and I'm going to choose to trust you. Love always hopes. See how this kind of just goes on in a progression? It trusts because it can hope. It hopes for the future, not in a hope that, I hope something happens, but the hope that we find in Jesus Christ. It has hope, and it always perseveres. It's patient. It strives. It pushes one step further. It pushes through the darkness. It pushes through the difficult times, through the arguments to get to the wonderful other side. Why? because of that last statement. Love never fails. It doesn't give up. It pushes through. It does not fail. I encourage you to live a life of love, to care for others. Clearly, it's not easy. It says it always does these things. I'm not going to always protect, trust, hope, or persevere. I am going to fail. So I don't have perfect love, but that can still be my goal. When it comes to my family, when it comes to my wife, my children, when it comes to others, I want to show them the love of Jesus. And this is what the love of Jesus looks like. It protects, it trusts, it hopes, it perseveres and pushes through because it never fails, just like God's love never fails in our lives. Have a great day.